Ciao gente di Busan, io sono Alessandro COMODIN e vi presento il mio film, Gigi la legge. In English is The Adventures of Gigi the Law. Well, my film is about a policeman in middle age, like 50s, 55 years old, who lives in the countryside, close to the border. We don't know very much where it is, but we know that it's not the city, it's the countryside. And he has nothing to do apart driving the car and talking with people. And well, of course, it's a film, so one day it happens something very tragic, and it's a woman makes a suicide. And so he starts to investigate a little bit about this suicide. We don't know very much because it's a very strange investigation. He's a detective, but a policeman, but he's not a detective. So he makes at his own investigation, and at the end he forgets a little bit his investigation, and he falls in love with a young girl in the radio, because he speaks. He's a policeman, he has a radio, and he speaks with a girl. So he tries to seduce this girl via radio. Well, this is more or less the film, but of course you don't find a lot of action, but you will meet a real person, this Gigi, who is a very funny policeman and a very funny person who loves the trees, who loves the people, who loves laughing, which is very strange for a policeman. And he's a person full of love, and this is a film about a person like that. No, of course, I didn't make it on purpose to make it a trilogy. No, the fact is that I like to be in the forest, and it's true that as I want to make very cheap films, because I'm more free when it's cheaper. It's true that in the forest is the cheapest art direction. Natural is very perfect without spending money. So I feel very comfortable to stay in the trees and to film stories. Apart from that, which is very important. I come from the countryside, and it's true that I was very happy when I was inside of the forest, because I'm very protected, like Gigi's garden, more or less. I feel protected by trees, and so it's a very nice place where to film stories. I didn't build the character because he's a real person, and for the story, Gigi is my uncle, and so I found this character very powerful, simple at the same time, and very wonderful, because he doesn't employ very difficult words to tell things, but he's always very true, and I like him very much. Of course, that's the beginning of the film, of the process of the film. After that, there was a long work to understand how to film a real person, how to find the other characters, how to write this story, and yes, how to film this person, because I know him very much, and it's not very simple to film a person that you know very much. So it was a long work, but at the end it was very funny, because when we found a good balance to tell the story and how to work, the method to work with, it was very funny to work with him. And at the end, when I edited the film with my editor, João Nicolau, we tried to respect the fact that he is a public person that everybody knows in the village, and who has a very nice facade, you know, very funny and everything. But after you realize that he's a very deep person who can be very, very sad, very tragic at the same time. And he's a very interesting character in the cinema, I guess. Well, I came to Korea one time before. It's about 10 years ago, I guess, in Jeonju Film Festival. And it was very nice to be there. I discovered a little bit, as I can in a few days. I had some impression of the atmosphere of Korea, and a little bit also of Korean filmmakers, because I like to talk to people, to colleagues around the world. And so I remember that I talked very much in Jeonju with the young filmmakers, as I was a young filmmaker, and it was very nice. Well, now I'm in Busan. It's bigger, a very big festival, and I'm very honored to be here. I hope that the audience can enjoy this kind of film, because it's not so ordinary, but it's very simple. So I think that well, I like Asian films very much, and as I'm in cinema, I make what I like. And I think that I was very inspired by Asian cinema. It's very general, of course, but it's not something in particular, but in the atmosphere, in the mood. And sometimes people tell me that it's Asian film, my films. So I hope that maybe we can find with the Busan Film Festival and Busan Film Festival audience, we can find something familiar. Even if I come from very far from here. I don't know very much, but in where I live, I can watch a lot. I like very much the films of Aung San Suu. I'm very fan of him, and well, I think that we are familiar in a way, so it's the most important for me. But I don't know the others very much. Hello. What I can say to the Busan Film Festival audience is that I hope that you will watch my film. But if you cannot watch it, it's not a problem. You can you can look for it, and I hope that you can make a lot of good films like you made in the past. And for a long time. And well, film festivals for me are a very nice place to meet people to make films with. So it's big family in a way, and I hope that you can do lovely films. This is my greeting.